Hi guys, we are back to this tutorial about procedural skin texturing inside of Mari, and what we want to speak about now is, now that we have like a proper base with TexturingXYZ displacement, skin pores and everything. So what we want to speak about now is masks. So basically all of our texturing will be done thanks to masks. There are different ways of generating these masks, and what I will show you during this tutorial is how to generate a couple of them. But there are a lot of different ways. So you can generate masks using Substance Painter, for example, or you can generate your mask directly by painting on top of your model in Mari, or another way would be to paint directly the masks directly on top of your model in ZBrush, which is probably one of my favorite way of generating them, because you are painting directly on top of the surface, which means that, for example, when you will paint mask on the eyes or to split, to isolate the eyelid, then you will be able to do that easily, and you will be able to really follow the topology, for example, because sometimes when we are doing topology, we are doing the topology in order to follow the anatomical point, the anatomical region of our model. So there are different kind of masks. So there are like, we can call that, I will say, regions mask. We have surface masks, and we'll have color masks. And what we want to do is basically to be able to paint the region masks directly into ZBrush once more. So in ZBrush, you will again, you will be able to use your topology to guide the way you will paint the mask, and it will be easier because you can just like simply use polypaints in order to do that, to quickly isolate the nose, the nostril, to quickly isolate the lips, because it's a region where we need to have a different color, and the eyelid is also where we want to probably paint a different color, and we may also want to isolate them, because later on, when we'll think about the way the speck is jumping, bouncing on top of these regions, then we want to be able to have that separated, and we will have to customize that. So region mask will be masks like eyelids, nose, nostril, lips, cheeks if you want, ears if you want, interior of the eyes, interior of the nostrils, the gum, the lips, and so on. You can have other masks if you are working on a creature like I'm doing, and you want to create a material that will match with the animal you're doing. You can have masks for pads, you can have masks for digits, feet, and so on. So those are regions masks. So what you want to do as well is to have surface masks. So you will have, for example, ambient occlusion mask, or you can have cavity, you can have curvature, you can have ZBrush displacement, so lots of different masks. So let me just quickly show you like how I'm doing some of the masks directly into ZBrush. The color mask, will not speak about that in this video because it's something that you want to do while you're painting the color. So for this reason, we will see that in the next video when we'll speak about the albedo. So let's focus on how to do our surface mask, or we can call that also geometry mask if you want. So what I will do is, I will paint that in ZBrush directly just to divide my model, because I want to get more pixels. So remember that in ZBrush, pixels are equivalent to the number of polygons you will have. So what I can generate quickly, and I will just put my display in flat so I can have a look at the mask I'm doing. I can just play, for example, with directly with the maskings that ZBrush is automatically capable of creating. So I can play with the ambient occlusion, the mask by ambient occlusion. With the mask by ambient occlusion, something that you have to keep in mind is basically you do not want it to be too high res. ZBrush is not really good with generating a mask of ambient occlusion, I will say, with higher than 1 million or maximum 2 million polygons. Sometimes your software will spinning for a while before it's doing anything. So just lower your level of subdivision, generate your mask by ambient occlusion, can play a little bit with distance to make it to obtain a bit more ambient occlusion. Then invert the selection, for example, and you can blur this mask a little bit. Okay, so I have my mask by ambient occlusion now. I will pen that directly on top of the UVs or on top of the color of my object. So I will simply invert this mask, Ctrl H to hide it, use my standard brush, and with the standard brush I will get rid of the sculpt information, just fill the RGB information. RGB information will be filled with black color. When I'm holding the shift key, now I'm switching on to the smooth brush, and with the smooth brush I want to get rid of the sculpting information, so want to get rid of the alpha information, and just want to paint on the RGB. So with the RGB information, what I can do is just to slightly start painting my ambient occlusion, and now because I have a mask applied to the model, the ambient occlusion will be applied only in the areas that are unmasked. Okay, I can get something like that. Then get rid of the mask by doing a rectangle of selection like that, and then while I will hold on the shift key, I can blur slightly my mask. So now that we have a proper ambient occlusion mask, so what I like doing is just to rename my object with the name of the texture I will export. So the name of the texture will be ISO_AO for ambient occlusion. Then I will go into the plugin, multimap exporter, and texture for from Polypaint. So it doesn't have to be too high res because those are just blurry informations. Just make sure in the file names that you are using like proper names that is really understandable. Polypaint, what I like using is _polypaint dot, and next to the dot I will have the UDIM UV tile ID format that will be applied to the naming convention of my texture file. Can click on OK, go back in the plugin, create all maps. Let's create a proper folder for that, maps or ISO. ISO stands for isolation, can be in TIFF, and click on save. Then ZBrush will be calculating all of the maps for this guy. Okay, so all of my maps has been exported. I can have a look at them quickly. This one, meaning that probably I didn't export the correct UV sets. Let's go back into my quickly. Okay, select this guy, go into the UVs, UV sets, optimize UV. Okay, this one is the correct one. I can export this guy out, replace this one, go back into ZBrush, go on the lower subdivision model, import. Let's try to import our model on top of that. Not sure it will work because maybe the vertex order has been broken, but let's try to find out. Okay, so the vertex order is not working anymore, so it's fine. What I want to do is just to quickly repaint this mask. So let's go back on the lower subdivision model, masking, ambient occlusion. Okay, invert it, blur it, invert and blur again. Go on a higher subdivision. Ctrl H, Ctrl I, and Ctrl H. Pen quickly my texture. Blur it. I think that this is probably too high, so what I will do is just to get rid of this mask. Okay. Paint it with a lower intensity so it's not too sharp, too visible at the beginning. Blur it a bit. Okay, and let's export this mask again now. So the plugin create all maps, ISO, you can just kill this guy and save this out. So of course it will take a bit of time to export all of the UDIMs. If you have a model that is symmetrical, you can just do that on the half of the model and then just do the symmetry inside of Mari directly. What I will show you next is how to do a cavity or curvature mask directly inside of ZBrush, which is one of the most useful masks that you can do, that you can have in order to get all of the procedural definition of your color map. So let's fill this object, this mesh, with some white value back to where it was at the beginning, because we just want to get rid of the ambient occlusion now. Okay, so I have my model that is completely white now. So what I want to do now is to do curvature map. So again, different levels of curvature maps. You can have a low freq curvature map. For that I will go on a lower subdivision level. Then pick some black color again. Okay. Go into mask by cavity, and into mask by cavity what I will do is to put the focal shift at 0, put the intensity quite lower, and I can blur it a little bit more, slightly, to mask by cavity. So this is what I have so far. I can blur it. So before blurring it, because I do not have enough polygons, I can go in a higher subdivision, okay, and blur a little bit this mask, like so. Then let's go back to the higher subdivisions level. Okay, so this is my mask. I want to put inside of the cavities, so I will keep it like this, inverted, and will hit Control H. So it's hidden now, and with my brush what I can do is to select the black color, but RGB intensity at 20. I can just simply fill my object with this mask. Something like that can work. Okay. Then I can just blur this, or actually this one is not really cavity, it's more like mid-freq ambient occlusion. So let's rename it ISO mid AO, and then I can again go into the plugin and export it. Let's export it at 1K, it will be quicker. Save it out and just wait for ZBrush to export my maps. So should be fairly quick. I do not have millions and hundreds of millions of poly. And now we can focus on making like a proper curvature map. That will work better with, let's say, with better range. Okay. So what I want to do is just to fill with something that will be like more or less mid-gray value. Fill my mesh like that. Okay, let's go back to my curvature. Masking, do mask by cavity. Okay, we'll go on the lower subdivision, blur a bit this mask, like this. Go on the higher subdivisions now to have more pixel to paint on. Then I can select a black color and start filling my object like this. Okay, I think that it's a little bit too heavy. Let's reduce the RGB intensity to something like this. Okay. Then Control I to invert it again. And now we use a white color. Something like that can work. Let's get rid of the mask and let's start to smooth, to blur all of the color together. And we have now like a proper curvature, curvature map. So rename that in ISO curvature. Click enter, and now you can export this map out. So the next maps, the next isolation masks that I want to show you are region masks. So in order to create these region masks, so what we will do will be just to paint the different regions by hands. So again, different ways of doing that. You can use a topology, you can use just manual painting. It's totally up to you, and those are pretty easy to set up. So what I will do is to paint my model full of white again. You can just put the RGB value at 100%, go into color, do a fill object, and your model will be white. Then I can select the accurate topology in order to isolate the lips, for example, or the interior of the mouse. You can also use your UVs. Okay, you can do something like that. Then maybe, whoops, what I may want to do here is to slightly blur this selection. Okay, let's go on a higher subdivision now. And I will fill this mask in black, not RGB, sorry. Yes, RGB, but not the intensity. And now I can just paint this mask like this. Okay. Rename that. So it should be a little bit sharper actually. Something like that. Okay. I can activate the preview mode so I will have a proper view of my volume. And now I can just like reduce a bit or customize this mask the way I want. Okay, let's blur it a little bit. Now that I have my mask, I can rename that ISO lips. Again, go in the plugin and create all maps to export this out. So once my map, my isolation mask has been extracted. Oh, it's weird. Are the UVs still working? Yeah, just want to get rid of this texture. So now that everything has been exported, what I want to do is again to go back to where I was before. Go in color, fill objects. Now I want to do the eyelid mask. So again, up to you, select the region that you want. Go on a higher subdivision, invert this mask, and I can simply fill this with black information. Blur the borders just a little bit. And now I will be able to rename that in ISO eyelids. And export this out of ZBrush. So guys, this is it for how to create your own masks, and next step will be to import them directly into Mari and to be able to use that and to start painting the albedo information into Mari. So guys, see you in the next video.